Hello fellow memers, Roman Joke here, and today we're talking about balancing wild. So you might already be aware of it. They actually banned Stealer of Souls. Like, not nerfed, not changed, actually banned it. They took the card, send it straight to the Shadow Realm. No more Stealer in wild. Yeah, this is actually a huge change in the wild balancing philosophy, if I might say. Because now we can maybe expect, and I will talk about if that's a good thing or not, problematic cards to get banned. So today I would like to do something a bit different. Let's try and see what are the problematic cards in Wild and how we can change them by mostly nerfing them, right? Changing them. I mean, the ban is just an exception. You have to understand that. Banning a card is not something the team wants to do. Like they said it on the balance patch that came out yesterday, just here somehow. They're not gonna ban every card that is problematic, but maybe there are some that could, use some time, taking some vacation before coming back, changed. Yeah, so let's do that, and let's start with Warlock. So, speaking of bans, first off, Darglare. Darglare. I don't know what they can do with the card without just killing it. They try to change it, and so you gain half the mana, but it's 1 mana cheaper, so you can actually play it earlier. Like, the deck was nerfed for some time before people realized that the deck was still bossed. So keep playing it, and it's been more than a year now, if I remember correctly, that we are facing Darglare in High Legend, and yeah, fucking Broom. I think Darglare could use some vacations, right? Maybe ban the card, change it when it rotates, maybe revert it for standard players, but not talking about standard here. So yeah, I don't know. Next, Raise Dead. Raise Dead is actually a card that I think has to get changed at some point. I really hope they do. Even in Standard, it's kind of problematic in Priest. People don't like Priest. Even in Standard, in Wild 2, nobody likes Priest. But yeah, Raise Dead, 0 mana, you gain 2 cards that you play this game, you only damage yourself for 3? Yeah, no. I think Raise Dead could go to 1 mana actually. Putting Raise Dead to 1 mana could actually make it so that you can't consistently just replay the card you just played the turn before, right? Or like with something else. You will have to invest the mana to get the card, because it's a powerful effect, like come on. How many times did you face a Reno Priest? He played Zeph and Kazakus and turn 5 raised it into another one of those. It's really annoying. So yeah, I think Raise It could go to 1 mana. Could be nice, I think. Yeah. Next up, I want to touch the effects that are kind of like, Barnes effects. Like you play it, you get a powerful defensive tool, a big taunt that your opponent cannot go through. And yeah, I don't think the game should just end on something like that on turn 5, on turn 4. I don't think the game should just end on turn 4 because your opponent played 1 card. Doesn't seem very fitting for Hearthstone. So I think that Void Color could go to 5 mana. Void Color is not a card that is actually played, but in the future, if they want to buff the big demon synergy, you're gonna have to do something about Void Color. Like, even so, now we have the big Dreadlore girl, I think, and the Void Lord. Like, these two alone, holy shit, they're quite annoying when you're playing a board-centric deck. So yeah, Void Color, I think you go to 5. Sorry buddy, been a long time. Maybe you put it to a 4/4, or just bump up the sides. Yeah. Next up, Priest. So Priests only have 2 changes. First off is for Raza. I think we have seen enough of Raza already. Raza is really powerful. Like, people that say that the problematic card in Raza Priest is Spawn of Shadows. I'm good for you, but no, it's Raza. The hero power costing 0 allows so much heal like so much healed through the game. You don't realize that, even if they don't have Undone. Like, and if they have Undone, you're just dead, because like they have a bunch of clear that they can do. They can play a bunch of cards after turn 8 and basically clear everything or kill you. So I think Raza should go back to the first nerf, so making the hero power cost 1. I think it's still fair. The deck was still playable with the Raza with hero power costing 1, and like the deck gained so much since then. So much. You get Elucia, Polkelt, Talon. Oh, come on, just a little bit pushing it down, right? Next up is Radiant Elemental. So this is gonna be a pattern. You're gonna see that for all the cards that are basically the 2 and 3 mana cards that reduce the cost of something by 1, I want them to not be able to reduce the cost below 1. So this goes with Radiant Elemental, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mech Warper, and the Deathrattle one for the Barons. I know it kills Inner Fire Priest, but I don't think you guys really want an Inner Fire Priest meta. Like, I don't think you do. I don't. Most of you say, no, Inner Fire Priest is a fun deck, you know, you can have some good strategy and all, but like, is it really fun to die just from a 4 HP minion that you left on turn 4? And then boom, you're dead. Because I played Radiant Elemental, Double Divine Spirit, Power Shield, and Inner Fire. Yeah. No. Next up, Mage. Mage. I have a lot of stuff to talk about Mage. Startup, Sorcerer's Apprentice, we talked about her. The girl has to go. The girl has to go. You nerf her, you don't bump up the mana because it's not gonna do shit, right? Bumping up the mana, it's not gonna do shit, right? We know it. The problem is that you can just play all your spell for 0. That's what's really annoying. So by nerfing the Apprentice, we could expect all those kind of combo ice block decks to go away, or like to be a bit tuned down. I didn't want to touch ice block. I was hesitating, but like, how can you change Ice Block without banning it? And I don't want to ban Ice Block. I think Ice Block is one of those cards that you have to keep in the game, like in the wild format, because like it's so nostalgic, right? It's just like Savage World, right? It's one of those old cards that was played way back in the day, and like the dev said, wild is for playing the deck all times. Even if we don't touch Ice Block, we still have some kind of secret synergy to talk about. So, the change I wanted to make... Fuck Flak Mage. So Flak Mage, these 2 mana card that basically clear your board and you can't do shit because they are playing their secret for 0. So you have 2 things to change. First off, you change the effect of the Flak Mage. I think Flak Mage could go to 3 mana 3-3 or 3-2, I don't know. So, 2 changes here. The first one, the most obvious one, the damage goes to all minions. It goes well with the animation, that is like a big Arcane explosion. It makes sense, right, that it deals damage to all minions. So that the Secret Mage cannot clear your board and push damage at the same time. They have to choose, because their minions are gonna die, because they are all 2 or 3 health, right? And the next up is whenever you cast a secret, instead of after you cast a secret. That's not at all for one particular interaction that I want this change. Not at all. But yeah, change it, just for me. I think it might not be enough. And the fact that Secret Mage can play basically and cheat so much mana on its secrets is a bit annoying. So I think you change the cards around them. So first off is the PepeLaugh, the 1 mana to 1. I think you put it to the same stats, same mana cost, but it make the next secret you cast this turn cost 1 instead of 0. I think it's more in line when your opponent play a PepeLaugh into Rick's Fair Game, or when you do. You can't, for example, clear the Lackey and deal damage to face. It's not possible. Except if you play like... I don't know, it's just not possible. And at some point you know the Rick's Fair Game is gonna go off. The Rick's Fair Game always go off, except if you play Odd DH or like even Hunter. In this case, okay, But like, yeah, I think it's a bit too much to be able to the secret for 0 this early, right? The next up is the 2-mana spell, Instant Knowledge. So the Instant Knowledge made it so that you could draw a secret and it would cost 0 for the rest of the game. So I think you change it up a bit, right? You still draw a secret, it's still 2 mana, but like you make the next secret you cast cost 1, to go more in line with the effect of the card unlucky we just talked about. I think it's actually a good idea. The secret not costing 0, just plain out 0, that you could play whenever you want, to just trigger the battle cry of one of the hundreds of minions you have in your deck that depends on it. I think it's better. I think it's way better, it's way more reasonable. It's more in line with the rest. I like that. I like that when everything is... I don't know about the Killing Tor. I think maybe Killing Tor can still stay to costing 0. It's still a broken card in the deck. But I don't know, if you nerf it too, might be too much. I don't know. I didn't want to touch the burn aspect of Secret Mage, because I think they can't burn you down if they can't deal damage with minion. And they can't deal damage with minion if they can play every card they want for basically 0 mana. So I think that's all for Secret Mage. That's a lot. That's a lot. I do agree on that, but I really think that Secret Mage needs to be tuned down, because it's the it's a burn aggro deck that is kinda anti-aggro too with the Flak Mage. And like they can just take in a Flame Ward whenever the meta becomes too aggro. So yeah, Secret Mage has too much versatility, and I think it has to be tuned down in what it's able to do. Next up is Druid. So like we talked about with the Warlock and the Void Caller, I don't think you should be able to win the game by just playing one card before turn 5. It's not... I don't think it's in line with the rest of the game. I know Druid is bad if it doesn't have its Oaken Summon on 4, but like so many cool cards could be played in Druid without it being busted, right? It's just cool, it's fun. You still have the infamous after 6 mana you die, because Spreading Blade, Alignment, the fucking Tidal Wave, I don't remember the name, Infestation, you play the Lady Atacondra that just got buffed actually. I think Oaken Summon could go to 5 mana, so 5 mana against 6 armor, recruit a minion that costs 4 or less from the deck. It actually goes for 5, 6. Kinda nice. That's the only change I want from Druid. Druid is not the best, right? It's not the best, but it's kinda oppressive in what they do. But they don't do very much. But when they do it, holy shit. Like I bet you remember every Oaken Summons and Spreading Plague you got thrown down in your face when playing a mid-range deck, like an aggro deck. I think these are the kind of defensive tools that have to be tuned down a bit, just a bit. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna print more defensive tools for Druid in Standard, because it's kinda trash. It's kinda trash. So we can expect to see some Druid buffs, or like some new cards that are actually really good and that could be played in Wild. So that's why. I don't want to see any nerf to Paladin, Warrior, Rogue, DH or Shaman. I think they're all quite okay. If I could, I would nuke down Mino Rogue, but I won't. Paladin doesn't have very much left except Odd Paladin. The consecutive nerfs they took the last months really hit the deck. Like, mostly Hunt of Paladin. Bodybuilder. Yeah, the deck is quite... It's not bad. It's okay. It's quite good actually, I think. But it's really tuned down. And it's more in line with the rest of the field. So no nerf for that. Warrior, not nerfing Warrior, dude. You already took the Crab Rider from me. How am I supposed to be playing a handbuff Warrior anymore? I can't. I'm sad. So going down with the neutrals. So I think even if Darglare got banned, or changed, or nerfed, I think Broom has to go. Right? We know how oppressive Broom can be. And it's not because Broom is not played a lot if the Darglare is gone. That is not going to be problematic at some point. Because if we don't touch the Giants, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to touch the Giants, we are going to have at some point another deck that just abuse the mana cheating on minions, and that can just broom them down in your face, in your throat, and absolutely destroy you. So I think Broom goes up to a 1 mana 1/1 still with Rush, and Battle Cry it only gives adjacent minions Rush. It's more 9, right? It's just a Broom. Like you cannot put 8 giants on a Broom. The last change to the defensive options we have in the format is Zephrys. I think Reno decks in general needs to be tuned down, right? Not because of the defensive tool they have, but Zephrys. Zephrys, it's a fun card, right? You love to play Zephrys. Your wish is my suggestion. Getting these forgotten old cards you never played, just for the situation. It feels really good. But at 2 mana it's too much. It's too much. You can do too much at 2 mana. Zephrys on 2, Zola 3, a bunch of Reno decks play Zola and Zeph. So I think you just put Zeph to 3 mana. 3 mana should be enough, right? At 3 mana you cannot, for example, Zeph into Wild Growth. You have to coin the Zeph if you want to do it. So it's more in line, like a Priest or a Warlock should not have access to like Wild Growth on 3 every time, just because they have 1 card, make it go back in the hand. I think it's pretty dumb. Yeah, I think it's pretty dumb. So yeah, Zephrys to 3 mana, I don't think you buff the stats, it's okay, maybe it's 3/3, don't know. Yeah, you can still do Zephrys Flame Strike, and you cannot do the Zeph Twisting Nether anymore, but like you have so many good AoE in the Legacy pool that you don't really need Twisting Nether. Like, when is the last time you have seen an opponent play Zeph into Twisting Nether, when they could have just Zeph into Chaos Nova, just because they played it and Zeph is kind of a pair guy. Yeah, Zeph, you have been around long enough. I think you have to go. Yeah, you have to go. Fuck yellow cards. Next up, so we nerfed a bunch of control cards, right, and combo cards. So we have to nerf aggro a bit. And I think with the kind of nerf I did, like the synergy that is going to be the most powerful is the pirate synergy, right? You still have patches, you still have patches. So yeah, I think Parachute Brigand should go down to a 2/1, or maybe a 1/2, I don't know, but you have to, I think you have to lower the stats, right? You can't, if you nerfed a bunch of really high rolly defensive cards like Void Caller, Oaken Summon, Zephrys, I think you have to nerf the aggro down a bit. I'm not really an aggro player. Maybe I am, I don't know. But I think the Pirate Synergy, like, it's really good. It's underplayed, but it's really good. And I don't think people want to see Pirate Warrior 24/7. So instead of nerfing the pirates in Warrior, I think you nerf the Pirate Synergy in the neutral category. By making Parachute Brigand a 2/1, I think it's pretty good. Right, for like it's a good nerf against potentially aggro Druid and Pirate Warrior obviously. And next up I have Ship's Cannon. I actually think we should nerf Ship's Cannon. So first of all, I wanted to make the damage go down to 1, but then I liked it. It just Knife Juggler but worse. So how do you nerf the Ship's Cannon without nerfing the damage? You lower the stats. And I think Ship's Cannon should go down to a 2/2 for 2 mana. But make it a mech. Yeah, make it a mech. Like, it's a freaking cannon. Make it a mech. So it would actually opens up way more possibility for like some kind of menagerie warrior that they try to push in standard too. And I'm pretty sure down the year we are gonna see a bunch of a warrior menagerie theme push, right? They can't like push it with so much intent with like the baton and the Ringmaster Watley, without pushing it a bit more, so that he can see fringe play in standard, at least, outside of pure Rush Warrior. So yeah, the mech tag, like, it's pretty much like it should have been done way a long time ago. Pretty much like the unnerf to Saronite chain gang. So yeah, that's all the changes I want to see go down. I think with these changes, I'm biased. I'm playing mid-range deck. I want to go on the board. I want to play minion. I don't want to see my minion getting absolutely countered by 1 card. and my opponent doing nothing. So I might be biased. I think like the aggro synergy might need some nerf too, but like by nerfing Secret Mage, we still have Odd DH, Odd Paladin, any kind of Even Hunter, some kind like that. So phase decks, right? We still have those, and mid-range, sorry, not mid-range, and on the board aggro decks are still here too, I think. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm looking at my list. Yeah, that's it. But if you have any ideas on more nerfs or like different changes, don't be shy. You can put your ideas in comment. I'll read everything. So next up, actually, I'm doing a fan-made set centered around Wild. Like if the team had to, if Team 5 had to make a set just for us, alright, just for us, by revisiting some old synergy like Galacrons, the Jades, and some other stuff like that. So it's going down by the end of June. Maybe. That's it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, everything. It really helps me a lot, means a lot to me, so I can see that you like this kind of content. And yeah, I'll see you next meme.